Galavant Rocks. It's true. What is it? It's a musical comedy set in the medieval times, and was cancelled after just 2 seasons. But I'm on a crusade to bring it back. If you already love it, jump on board. If you don't, hopefully this video will get you on board. So let's do this. Here are 10 reasons that Galavant rocks. Everything rocks. Number 10. It's a musical TV show. Guys, this is the only point you should need. We all know that musical episodes are the best episodes of every show, except Buffy, but especially Scrubs. And this show is all musical episodes.
Tell me, why do musicals always get me so worked up?
When I first noticed the show on Netflix a few years back, I thought it looked interesting. Then I got 20 seconds into the opening song and I paused it, texted my then girlfriend, now wife, and said, I just found my new favorite show. And I was right. It's like a live-action original Disney movie as a show. And when I say it's like Disney, I mean it. Because if you're worried the music isn't good... Number 9. The music was written by Alan Menken. Yes, that's right, the Alan Menken. What's he done? Oh, you know, Little Mermaid, Hunchback, Hercules. Need I go on? No? Well, I'm gonna go on anyway. Aladdin, Pocahontas, Newsies. Not a fan of Disney? That's okay. Home Alone 2, Rocky 5, Sausage Party? Did anyone like Sausage Party? Anyway, yeah, the music sounds phenomenal, the actors kill the vocals, and the songs are legitimately very funny.
This flopsy colorful bun thing smells as pretty as meat.
Menken rocks, his songs rock, and Galavant rocks. Number 8. The actors are wonderfully cast. This is one of those shows that uses relatively unknown actors to great effect. I'd talk about all of them if I could, but in the name of maintaining your attention, I'll stick to a few. Joshua Sass, probably the most relatively unknown of all the relatively unknowns, is a fabulous Galavant. Leading man looks, leading man voice, leading man beard. Man, I'm jealous of that beard.
Nice beard.
Mallory Jansen as Madalena is amazing, brilliant evil queen voice, and has a fun chemistry with Gal. Karen David plays Princess Isabella Maria Lucia Elisabetta Betta, and she's great. And pretty. Vinnie Jones is Gareth, the king's right-hand man / enforcer / manliness tutor, and he's awesome. In such a whimsical show, you gotta have at least one tough guy to play off, and he does the job brilliantly.
Such a bully.
Luke Youngblood plays Sid, Galavant's hard-working squire, though you may know him as Magnitude from Community or Lee Jordan in Harry Potter, which totally blew my mind.
Tomorrow we'll regret it, but today we rise.
And one of my favorite minor characters is Vincenzo the chef, played by Darren Evans. He's just a perfect, petrified servant, constantly worried he'll be killed like his father and his father's father and his father's father's father. And eventually he finds love, and they are just too cute. I wanted to give him his own spot because he does such a great job, but I have too many points which are just this person rocks, so here he is.
You never handed me the amulet.
That said, one actor stands above all. Number 7. Timothy Omundson is Bay. Do people still say the Bay thing? Am I old? Whatever, it's true. I love him. Personally, I knew him from Supernatural, where he was awesome as Cain, but he's a totally different character here. Gone is the sullen killer guy, replaced by a goofy, involuntarily celibate king. But like, not the angry manifesto type incel, rather the charming, stunted, awkward type, who kidnaps a woman and tries to force her to marry him. Okay, maybe he's kind of the first type too. But he grows as a character, I swear. I won't get into it too much because I don't want to spoil things, but trust me, you'll love him by the end. Which I suppose is already a spoiler, but screw it. Gotta break a few eggs.
I super believe in you, Tad Cooper.
Number 6. Excellent cameos. As great as the main cast are, the guest stars really help the show to shine, both musically and comedically. Anthony Head plays Galavant Sr., although he's recast in Season 2, which makes me sad because Tony Head is an amazing singer and you should totally look up his version of Sweet Transvestite because it's amazing.
But maybe the rain is really to blame.
Ricky Gervais plays a potion master, fittingly named Xanax, who makes the king trip balls and sings a surprisingly catchy song.
Petrificus totalis, drink deeply from the chalice.
Kylie Minogue sings a slightly problematic song objectifying Galavant, but I guess it's okay because he's kind of into it, and also it's friggin' Kylie.
Off with his shot.
Rutger Hauer plays Kingsley, the older brother of Richard. I know him from The 10th Kingdom. Did anyone else watch The 10th Kingdom? I used to rent the VHS set from the library. Good times. Anyway, Weird Al plays one of the singing monks, a part made for him. Not to mention John Stamos plays a knight named Jean Ham, but it's Jean, not Jon, even though it must be an intentional reference to the actor. Look, I could go on, but you're just gonna have to watch the show. But first, finish this video, and like and subscribe, and ring the bell or whatever.
Hell no.
Number 5. It's actually really funny. So, as I said, the moment I saw this was a fantasy musical show, I was sold. But once I started cracking jokes and I saw that it was also my exact brand of silly, often meta humor, poking fun of many of the tropes I've made fun of in the past, I knew I'd be rewatching this show time and time again, regardless of how many streaming services I need to search to find it. And, like, seriously, it's actually funny. Not like old Disney movies where they occasionally throw in an adult joke about bachelor parties to keep the adults engaged. It's like primarily a comedy, with great gags, both in the script and the songs.
It was an awful kiss. Kind of a total mess.
Now, are the jokes a bit corny at times? Sure. But some people like corny jokes. Maybe you're one of them. If you are, watch it. If you aren't, watch it anyway, because really, there aren't that many. Most of them are great. One might say that the show is...
Galavant gold. Yes, nearly.
Number 4. Jester. Yes, I know this is a second point that's just a character, but the show is only 2 damn seasons long. There's only so much to talk about. The Jester, played by Ben Presley, who you may recognize from that one episode of Doctor Who, is friggin' amazing. His acting's good and the character's pretty funny, but his voice... My goodness, he's got a voice on him. Apparently he actually auditioned to play Galavant, which his voice would be awesome for, but he doesn't quite have the really, really ridiculously good-looking look that Sass has, plus he's about 8 feet tall, which would probably make love scenes a bit awkward. But I like him better as a Jester anyway. His song before the big battle is incredible. If you know, you know.
Oh, thank you.
Number 3. It's just so happy. Man, everything's so dark nowadays. It seems like every fantasy show from Lord of the Rings to Wheel of Time is trying to be all grim and gritty, or at least grimmer and grittier than the source material. And don't get me wrong, those shows rock, but sometimes I just want a happy tale of adventure, where people are smiling and happy, and the worst thing that happens is you work out a bit too hard or get a bit too drunk. Even the evil people who follow the dark evil way mostly only allude to killing folks. I can really only think of 2 big deaths and one was an accident. But don't worry, I won't spoil it. Number 2. It bucks expectations. Again, since I'm trying to get you to watch this show, I'll try to avoid spoilers, unlike in my friend's video where I totally gave away the ending of the whole series. I kind of feel bad about that. But whatever, you had 20 years to learn whether or not she got off the plane. I digress. One thing I like about this show is that, while it is on its face a show of fantasy tropes and conventions, it very often bucks those conventions. Sometimes your great love is not so great. Sometimes peasants rise up and create a functioning democracy where everyone can vote as long as they're a rich white male. It does this just often enough that when something's introduced, you're not entirely sure which way it's going to go, and I love it. Number 1. Solid ending. Sadly, Galavant lasted just 2 seasons. Happily, since they were almost certain that they'd be cancelled after the 2nd season, which was itself a bit of a miracle, they were able to tie up all, or almost all, of the loose ends, unlike other shows like Counterpart, where I got all wrapped up in it only to be left with these. And side note, Counterpart was a huge disappointment because the virus thing would have been incredibly fitting if they just made it another couple years. The best part is, they left just enough of an opening for the show to be rebooted. Or to come back as a movie. Which, if I'm being totally honest, is a large part of why I made this video. Because I want them to make more. It's set up perfectly. Madalena becomes an evil witch, kidnaps Isabella, then Galavant needs to go save her. Or something less cliche. I don't know, I'm not a writer. Well, not a good writer. And there you have it. Galavant Rocks. If you still don't believe me, go watch it. It's, I think it's available on Hulu. They keep taking it off of streaming services and it's very annoying, but maybe step one of our crusade will be to bring it back to some streaming services. Anyway, that's enough for me. Hope you have a great day. What's my catchphrase? Later, rockers!